Hey friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. Do you yearn every day to be stopped by somebody that you don't know, that you've never met before, never talked to, just to have them ask you, what are you wearing?
Is that a thong you're wearing? Yeah, I'm wearing a thong.
Good! That's what I've got for you today. The type of stuff to stop sucker MCs wherever they are and immediately have them pay you attention like your parents failed to do years ago. I hate you, Mom. All right, all the fragrances are gonna be linked in the description below. These are the scents that will get you noticed. Also, gonna be doing a pretty sick giveaway today as well, so stay tuned for that. Quick story time before the first fragrance here. My son has started getting into the scents. It's not a bad hobby to have. I'm not biased at all.
You got me.
But yeah, he's been really rocking heavy with them. And interestingly enough, one of his absolute favorite things to wear is Invictus Aqua. And it's given me a little bit of an appreciation, a new appreciation for that type of fresh, sweet scent profile, just to see how happy it makes him. Boosting up his confidence every time he blasts it on. And I could go with Invictus Aqua, but I'm gonna go with Invictus Elixir for a couple reasons. Invictus Elixir, this is the newest in the lineup, and it's gonna give you kind of a combo deal. So it's gonna give you Invictus Parfum vibes mixed with Invictus Victory Elixir vibes. So you're sort of getting the best of both worlds, Goldilocks kind of vibe. I guess Goldilocks makes sense as well because the bottle is half gold also. But yeah, it's gonna give you that Invictus freshness with some sweetness in there on the bubblegummy side of things from Invictus Parfum. Also a little bit of a clean aspect with that as well. Then it's gonna give you that modern vanilla dry down, you know, that added sweetness as you wear it as the hours drag on. As you would expect from a Rabanne Invictus fragrance with the name Elixir, performance is really solid. And most of this line, to be fair, will get you noticed with some regularity. I think this one of the best jumping off points in the entire lineup right now. If you're not exactly sure whether you wanna go, you know, Victory Elixir, Victory Absolute, or the original, or Invictus Aqua, or Invictus Parfum, you can sort of split a bit of the difference anyway and get that. Oh, but it is an elixir, so that means they're gonna try to charge you more. So, yay.
Everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
Little did we know that when the elixir fragrances began coming our way, it was actually low-key just the brand saying, hey, we're gonna charge you more for this. Just so you know, I want your money in my pocket. But it's totally worth it, guys. It's totally worth it. We named it Elixir. Give me your money. So where do we hop from there? Well, to this, Mykonos Conquer. So this little bro right here is similar to my Self Absolute, which, yeah. My Self Absolute, one of the most popular fragrances out there right now. The reason it is so popular is because it gets you noticed. Gotta say with this one though, the first couple times I wore it, not as good as it smells now. So be aware of that. Maybe one of those ones that you have to let simmer for a little bit after you get it and spray it on. It's an extrait to parfum atomizer. Really, really solid. It's raining down on me right now. I can see it in the air. It opens with a fleeting but very nice ginger sparkle. Again, fleeting, doesn't last all that long. Then it settles in very quickly to that Myself Absolute fresh, sort of soapy orange blossom aesthetic. Ultra easy to wear. The performance is fantastic. This is an extrait to parfum. Only issue with this one is it's Mykonos, which means depending on when you go looking, it could be sold out or it could be in stock. You really never know. Here today, gone tomorrow type deal. So if you really want that one, be on the lookout for it, but don't overpay. 50 bucks, you know, that's where I scooped it. So anything under 50, you're good. Anything above 50, hold off. Another new fragrance right here, Prada Paradigme Le Parfum. So the original Prada Paradigme, it's fine, solid fragrance, really versatile, easy to wear, good compliment puller, all that stuff. I love the Le Parfum version compared to the original. I think this is just better in almost every way, though to be fair, they're not really overlapping a whole heck of a lot because this one is gonna be more warm, sweet, but not too sweet. It's nicely balanced, rich, deep, a little bit more grown up. Absolutely made for fall, winter, and spring, like early spring, at least for me. The note breakdown here, not crazy exciting. The easiest way to think of this is it's a vanilla fragrance made for somebody looking for a slightly more grown up vanilla fragrance. Because a lot of vanilla scents right now are just like overdosed to the point that it's sugary, like overly sugary or syrupy, potentially headache inducing, all that stuff. This one takes a much more elegant path to that vanilla forward scent profile. Super well done, absolutely smells fantastic to me. I love the way this comes across. It is though really expensive. So that part actually sucks. It's like $210 for this is what I paid from Bloomingdale's. It's never super fun to pay 1/5 of $1,000 for a new fragrance, but yeah, outside of that, really good. Outside of that one minor thing, which is actually not minor at all. Another one that I absolutely love, Ramad Earthy Rabiat Prestige. This stuff is so sick. It smells like Sinbad, really, really sweet in a honeyed kind of way when you first spray it on. Not as much of a hardcore vanilla sweetness, just a very in-your-face, bold, almost tobacco-y kind of scent profile. Also a very large note breakdown with this one. It's just like the opposite of the Paradigm note breakdown. Like this one is fine, you know, it gets the job done. It's basically like, oh, yeah, we got a little vanilla, got a little Peru balsam, you know, it's got like, what does that have? 8 notes, I think, something like that. This one has got like 30. Actually, I think it's closer to half that. More like 15. But you know, at this point when I see 3 notes, when I see 15, it just looks like more notes than it actually is. Amazing performance with this as well. Fall, winter time, absolutely stunning. This smells way, way, way more expensive than it costs. But do be aware, it's more of a niche leaning scent profile. So it's not your myselfs of the world, right? Like this, you can wear pretty much whenever you want. This is gonna be a little more specific. Warning, this next fragrance, I am biased because it's Arashi Reef. I creatively directed this underneath the Michael Malone brand. This one's a tropical bomb when you spray it on, like a practical fruit bowl, essentially. Papaya blossom, you got coconut wood, you have passion fruit pulp. Said this before, but if you are familiar with any fragrance, you know, like Kirke or Herba Pura, anything like that, it's in that overall ballpark. Leans more masculine though, absolutely an attention monster. Spring and summer, women absolutely love this scent. And I have to say this like every time I bring this one up, but shout out to every single one of you guys out there that supported me and picked up a bottle because the first run of this sold out real quick. So thank you to everybody once again. You can find this at Perfumania if they have them in stock at the Perfumania stores, and also Michael Malone's website when it's in stock. So that's linked in the description below. Now this next fragrance is one that you can choose as part of the giveaway that's coming up. But before I hop to that fragrance, I want to give you guys the cards. Discount codes. So they're in the description down below. You can just copy and paste. Got a bunch of different websites like Fragflex, for example. You can get 10% off there anytime you shop there, every time you shop there by using the code in the description and also on your screen, and have codes for a bunch of other stores as well. The next fragrance, Luna Rossa Carbon. Eau de Parfum. Yeah, the EDP version of Luna Rossa Carbon, which actually doesn't really smell all that much like Luna Rossa Carbon, the original Eau de Toilette. So brands do this sometimes. You have brands like Prada that sometimes come out with flankers that are maybe not ultra close to the original, sometimes not really close at all to the original. Then you have brands like YSL and the Y line, where all of them are pretty clearly linked. So it's a weird thing in fragrances. You know, some houses, they're like, it doesn't really have to be close at all. We're just gonna use the name and the presentation style to kind of piggyback off the success of the last one. And other houses are like, no, 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 no. It needs to be a cohesive thought. You know, something running from this fragrance to that one where you can smell them in succession and go, ah, this makes sense. Prada, especially with this one, said, actually screw that. So the original Luna Rossa, of course, smells similar to Dior Sauvage. Yeah, it's kind of like Sauvage with a Prada twist. This one smells more like Luna Rossa Sport mixed with Le Male and Blue. Not really close to the original Luna Rossa Carbon. What it is though, is a very nice, clean, and typical Prada fashion, modern men's fragrance centered around a bit of licorice, but a fresh licorice, not a Dior Sauvage elixir licorice. 6 down, 6 to go. The next one, Stronger With You Powerfully. Which is right in the name here, that the fragrance is powerful, so it's already doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you as far as making sure that people know what you're wearing and can smell it. You don't really have to spray too heavy, is what I'm saying, in order to get people's attention with it. So it's got cherry, spices, chestnut, of course, and vanilla. Remember we talked about that before. And while this one is not quite as sticky sweet as maybe a couple of the other ones in the Stronger With You lineup are. It definitely is more so down that path than this is. The cherry off the top is not overwhelming though. It's not a cough syrup sort of cherry note. It's a decently dark cherry, and that fruit that this one has does give it its own kind of vibe compared to the other Stronger With You releases. It is though, like I said before, and the name is telling you, powerful. So middle of summer, when it's really hot outside, go for something else. But during fall, during winter, especially during the evenings, this stuff is great. So is Stronger With You, absolutely. A Stronger With You Spices is good as well. And actually a number of the different Stronger With You fragrances are really, really well done for getting positive attention. So it's not just powerfully. Rayhan Obsidian up next. This one smells similar to Dior Homme Parfum, with the main difference being that this one costs about 35 bucks. So that's a decent difference. The iris off the top here smells absolutely amazing if you're a fan of iris fragrances. And to be fair, the same thing can be said about the new Dior Homme Parfum, but just like the new Dior Homme Parfum, it transitions out of that iris fairly quickly into more of a sweetened leather, more of a modern sort of scent profile compared to the original Dior Homme Parfum, which is a much more deep, robust leather note. The iris that's in here smells amazing off the top, just like actually the new Dior Homme Parfum. The iris there smells great as well. It doesn't last a crazy amount of time. It's not necessarily the full focal point of the scent, but it's absolutely the first thing you're gonna pick up. As it dries down, like the new Dior Homme Parfum, more of a vanilla sort of ambery scent profile. Much more modern, much easier to wear for most people, but it doesn't have that same like deep, robust leather note that the original Dior Homme Parfum had. All that said, the new DHP is amazing for pulling positive attention, and this one you can get really, really close to that for what, a quarter of the price. Speaking about getting things that are very high quality for a low price, Lalique, white and black. I love pretty much all things Lalique. I understand that a lot of the stuff they put out is not gonna be for everybody, but I think, and I've said this a bunch of times, as far as bang for buck, you know, what you pay versus what you get in terms of the quality, Lalique is one of the best from discounters. This one is no different. It smells a bit similar to Parfums de Marly's Leighton, so it's gonna be right in that style. This is another one you can get for around 35 bucks, maybe touching 40, but still way, way less than Leighton. Now, it's not the exact same as Leighton, obviously. It's sort of, you know, inspired by it, maybe you could say. So you've got incense in here, you have cardamom, you have lavender, you've got vanilla. You don't get as much of the little fruity pop that Leighton has. So that is gone, and instead this one is gonna be slightly more grown up. This one's also gonna have a little bit of a resinous smell to it compared to Leighton, but side by side, you can tell clearly that this is inspired by Leighton. It does not have, though, quite the same push as the PDM, so keep that in mind. But in terms of quality, in terms of smell, in terms of what you get versus what you pay, it's really good. Also love this, Eros Najim, Versace. In my opinion though, this one gets way better as it dries down. The opening is so-so. It's not terrible, it's just as it dries down, it smells 3 times as good to me. I said that weird, 3 times. Yeah, opening's fine, it's fine, but the dry down is magic. It's like a near perfect blend of warm spices and sweetness that just absolutely commands attention when it's cold outside. That stuff is really, really, really good. Best thing to do with it, before you go out, spray it on maybe 30 minutes beforehand, let that bad boy settle down, and you're golden. And again, not that the opening smells bad, it's just, it's one of those things where you compare, you know, the ending to the beginning and you're like, oh, you can skip that beginning, bro, because it gets so much better. Gonna finish with 2 for 1 right here. So we got Club de Nuit Iconic Extrait and then Vulcan Feu. A couple of inspired by fragrances. This one is a little similar to Bleu de Chanel Exclusive / Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum, but not really the same as either one. So it's gonna give you that same sort of wearability and versatility. You know, year-round usage. It's gonna come across a little bit more grown up compared to the original Iconic. It's gonna have a little more gusto to it. Obviously it's an extrait, so you're gonna get a little more of that performance coming across, that projection, longevity, et cetera, et cetera. So the easiest way to think of it is basically just that, dumbed down very simply. You would wear at the same times that you would wear Bleu de Chanel Exclusive or Eau de Parfum. And it sort of falls in between the two. If you side by side it with L'Exclusif, you're gonna find a bunch of differences, kind of the same thing with the Eau de Parfum. But if you like those scents, you should like this one. And then Vulcan Feu similar to God of Fire. Slightly more expensive than some of the other God of Fire alternatives out there. So if you want absolute bang for your buck, you could probably find another one for cheaper. But I think as far as the overall balance goes of, you know, the mango tropical sweetness off the top, the freshness, and then that woody sort of base as it dries down, this one pulls that off the best. All right, bros, giveaway time. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. I've got a few different fragrances here, and you can pick one of them. Whoever wins, you can just pick the one you want the most. And then as time goes, we'll do the other giveaway and the other giveaway, so all three are eventually given away. Okay, so Ramad Earthy, right here, that's this one. And then Luna Rosa Carbon, Eau de Parfum, that's this one. And then Iconic Extrait, which is that one. And I've given one of these away before, and the person that won seemed to really like it, so I figure I'll do it again. And this is a 100 ml size. My bottle is actually 50 ml, so I got the bigger size for one of you guys. If you want to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, and in the comment, actually, just tell me which one of those you'd rather have and why. So again, Club de Nuit Iconic Extrait, Ramad Earthy, Luna Rosa Carbon EDP. I will pick a winner with random comment picker posted up on the post tab of the YouTube channel. If you're the winner, hit me up. I'll ship out the one that you chose. And when you do a future video, one of those will be gone. Maybe I'll just start doing that. Like I'll have a rotating 3. Might actually be the move. Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. Good luck with the giveaway. Thank you for hanging with me here until the end. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.